Stop everything you're doing and listen closely. This cannot wait another moment. I've seen you navigate through your days, pulled in 1,000 different directions by distractions. But right now, at this very instant, your heart is finally still enough to feel my presence pressing on your spirit. You've run, you've fought, you've doubted, yet deep within, a whisper has started again. And that whisper is where I step in. You're no longer just hearing me with your ears. You're beginning to receive me with your soul. I have waited through every noisy conversation, heartbreak, delay, confusion, and closed door just to reach this exact moment where you are still enough to hear not only my voice, but my urgency. I tried speaking before, but disappointment and anxiety clouded your spirit, making my words feel distant. Now, the weight you've carried has cracked the shell around your heart. Through that fracture, I send a flood of clarity. My child, I have something to place in your hands that demands your full attention. Heaven is poised to move, but you must remain here with me. Don't scroll away. Don't talk yourself out of this. Don't say, I'll come back later. I don't want your partial focus. I want your full surrender right now. I am here because this very second was written into your timeline before your birth. What I am about to reveal will realign your steps, restore your courage, and redirect your entire season. You're not hearing this by chance. Everything about the coming shift depends on the fact that you have stopped, looked up, and allowed me to speak. There is no more waiting on my side. Every promise I've made is in motion. But you must remain still long enough to receive this heavenly download. I have waited for this sliver of stillness in your heart to whisper what I have been shouting in the spiritual realm. Now that you are ready, I will not hold back. The skies lean low. Angels stand on alert. I have commanded time to pause. This moment is the divine interruption you have been unknowingly begging for. You are not here by accident. I have drawn you into this place with a sacred assignment burning in my hand. If you lean in now, stay present, and dare to believe this is me and not your imagination, I will hand you the keys that unlock the very thing you've been begging me to explain. Stop everything. Do not move. Do not doubt. Do not hesitate. The opening begins now. Be still, beloved. This is the exact second I've been guiding you toward, where every other sound fades because what I'm about to reveal must reach you without interference. The chaos surrounding you was never meant to define your path. It only revealed the void where my whisper belongs. I have watched you try to tune me out with schedules, expectations, and empty distractions. But now, the volume of the world has worn you down. That exhaustion is not failure. It's proof you've grown hungry for truth. I'm cutting through the noise, not with a shout, but with a stillness sharp enough to silence every lie you believed about yourself. You thought I was distant because I didn't respond as you expected. But my plan has always been to clear the clutter first, so my voice becomes unmistakable. You were never abandoned. I've been near, waiting for this very stillness you feel now. Don't underestimate this silence. It carries a message more urgent than thunder. I'm not raising my voice to compete with your chaos. I'm inviting you deeper into the realm where divine strategies are revealed. It's not that I couldn't speak earlier. I needed you to slow down long enough to separate echoes of fear from the clarity of my instruction. This pause is pregnant with transformation. Right now, I'm unraveling the confusion wrapped around your decisions. What I'm saying doesn't need interpretation. It requires your full attention. I'm not giving a hint. I'm delivering precision. The instructions I'm releasing in this quiet will position you in places no one expected you to stand. I'm not trying to impress you with loud displays. I'm preparing to elevate you through subtle, supernatural movements unlocked only by obedience. Those who once overlooked you will ask how you accessed wisdom beyond your experience, but they won't understand it came from these hidden moments of stillness with me. You are not late. You stand on the edge of a holy strategy unfolding. Every breath you take in this quiet aligns you with a blueprint I designed specifically for your assignment. Others might dismiss what's happening now as mere feeling or emotion, but you know it's deeper. This is a summons. I will keep drawing you back to this still place until you are saturated with direction, so clear that no counterfeit can distract you again. The silence is not empty. It's filled with the voice that can part seas, resurrect promises, and close doors you were never meant to enter. I'm not interested in background noise. I want your full devotion here and now, because what I'm about to reveal next cannot be missed, delayed, or filtered through someone else's opinion. Remain here. Breathe in the stillness. Hear me like never before, for I am not finished speaking. This is only the beginning of what I've waited so long to say. You did imagine it. Something truly is stirring. That movement isn't coming from your strength. It's evidence of my intervention behind the scenes. Forces beyond your understanding have been instructed to bend in your favor. Where your hands grew tired, mine remained steady. While you wept in silence, I initiated a divine realignment so precise that even storms meant to scatter you will now push you into position. You've wondered why relationships unravel, comfort zones crack, and once stable things now feel shaky. This is why. I am loosening everything that kept you small. I'm not trying to break you. I'm disrupting anything that kept you bound by fear, delay, or doubt. Even the familiar yet fruitless parts of your life. I'm shifting those too because I refuse to let you stay hidden where you were meant to shine. Your routines are being rerouted, not to frustrate, but to prepare you for encounters impossible to script. I've initiated conversations in rooms where your name has yet to be spoken. I'm adjusting atmospheres, reassigning people, unlocking resources once held back. What you thought was rejection was really redirection. Now it's unfolding before your eyes. Doors close because I'm building a new hallway. What once made sense is losing its grip because I'm constructing something beyond logic. Don't panic when things feel out of your control. That's where I begin. When you reach the edge of control, you enter the realm of trust. That's where I do my greatest work. Your hesitation won't hold you back because I've already moved obstacles without needing your permission. You asked me to move, I did. But I didn't just nudge. I shook the foundation of your normal to make room for the divine. Stop measuring progress by what you see. The most important changes happen beneath the surface. Like the ground breaking before a seed grows, I'm shattering limitations so you sprout with supernatural speed. This is no gentle transition, it's seismic. Even if you can't explain it, your spirit knows it. That unsettling feeling confirms that what once held you no longer fits who you are becoming. You are evolving faster than others can comprehend. That's okay. Don't shrink to stay familiar. Expand, because I am enlarging your territory. You will return to the version of you who was once afraid to step out. Now equipped with boldness wrapped in humility, wisdom drenched in fire, and discernment sharper than ever. The weight of doing everything alone is lifting. I have stepped in, not to assist but to lead. Let go of striving because I have already initiated what your prayers barely had words for. I won't stop now. The shift has just begun. You stand in the early rumble of a divine move that will redefine your entire path. Stay close. Stay tuned. Don't run back to what I'm removing. It's changing because I've stepped in, and I don't do partial shifts. I finish what I start. I saw every cry no one else witnessed, every tear that soaked your pillow when words failed you. I didn't turn away. Those cries reached beyond your imagination. They were not ignored. They were collected, held, and answered at a pace unseen but intentional. When you brought me your brokenness, I welcomed it. It gave me access to places within you confidence never could. While you thought your pain was too much, I was crafting a response that would heal and elevate you. This moment you're stepping into isn't random. It's the outcome of your soul's groanings. A kind of intercession beyond words, perfectly understood in heaven. I never forgot your surrender. Every time you gave me what little strength you had, I recorded it. I have prepared a response that won't just comfort, but will clothe you with strength that intimidates darkness. You weren't asking for relief. You were unknowingly inviting me to rewrite chapters once stained with sorrow. I heard you when you thought no one was listening. I've woven answers through layers of time, lining them with the exact second when your heart would be open enough to bear what's coming. This is that second. My response isn't gentle. It's fierce, deliberate, and undeniable. You won't just see improvement. You'll witness transformation so drastic, others will wonder if it's really you. But this isn't just about blessings. It's about revealing who I made you to be before trauma tried to alter your reflection. My power isn't just arriving, it has already begun. It shows up in subtle shifts and undeniable signs. Conversations change. Opportunities appear without effort. Your name is mentioned by those with influence you've never met. That's no coincidence. That's my signature. You're not climbing by your own strength. I've lifted you to a vantage point where lies lose their grip. I'm not offering comfort alone. I'm releasing authority. You'll enter rooms empty-handed and leave with more than you asked for. You won't need to fight this battle with explanations. Your elevation will be your vindication. No more pleading for validation. I've already affirmed you. You don't have to force things into place. What's coming is magnetized to your obedience. You're about to feel my hand in places once ruled by pain. The shift won't be emotional. It will be structural. Your foundation is being reinforced, so what I build through you won't collapse under pressure. You thought you were forgotten, but you were fortified. You assumed delay, but you were prepared for an outcome far greater than your request. My power is not delayed, it's precise. Because you didn't quit in your pain, I'm releasing a divine reply touching every area your past tried to ruin. I'm not sending just a blessing. I'm sending proof I was listening all along. What you called waiting, I called weaving. Every unproductive stretch, every stagnant season, every locked door you knocked on trembling, none was wasted. You saw stillness, I saw foundation. You felt silence, I orchestrated encounters. Building strength applause never could. The pauses were precise. Had I given you what you asked too soon, it would overwhelm your spirit and dilute your destiny. I withheld not out of rejection, but reverence for what I designed you to carry. Some growth only emerges in hidden places where you stretch without spotlight and are refined without noise. The shaking felt like confinement, but it was construction. What seemed limitation was incubation. I wasn't withholding to hurt you. I was developing capacity for what I'm about to release. Your character needed room to catch up with your calling. Your perspective needed adjustment to discern what's for me and what's distraction. Wearing the costume of opportunity in stillness, I molded discernment, resilience, and wisdom into your bones. I anchored your identity, so once I opened floodgates, you wouldn't drown in approval or lose your voice in success's current. You've been misunderstood, underestimated, overlooked. None halted my timeline. Your name isn't late, it's aligned. Now you step into divine timing that doesn't apologize for its pace. Those who ran ahead will soon look back and see you weren't behind, just walking at obedience's speed. You didn't skip the process. Now the oil on your life carries a weight no one can fake. This next chapter is hurried, holy, with quiet authority, a knowing born through seasons of deep trust. I delayed applause so your ears could hear only me. I postponed the stage so your roots could dig deep enough to hold the fruit I'm bringing. You're about to enter moments that make sense of every unanswered question. Postponed promise, silent night. It will be undeniable, not loud, but lasting. You won't have to prove I was in it. The endurance will speak volumes. I did not forget you. I formed you. Because you didn't rush refinement, I'm releasing what cannot be taken, shaken, or stolen. The preparation season is ending, not because I'm done working in you, but because you're ready to carry what others wasted. I trusted you with waiting so I could trust you with fulfillment. This next move is prophetic, not impulsive. It unlocks doors that respond to maturity, not popularity. And you, beloved, are finally ready. Not because you feel prepared, but because I say so. You have never gone unnoticed. In confusion, joy, exhaustion, I noticed your sagging shoulders under pressure while you smiled to ease others. I saw sacrifices with no applause. Every time you kept your voice low to keep peace, carried weight not yours, I took note. You thought no one saw when you stayed silent, chose mercy over revenge, stayed when leaving was easier. But I did. I documented every selfless act, every whisper of trust, every step when your legs felt numb. You were never invisible, not in your darkest valley or highest mountain. I tracked every step you took where others couldn't survive. I watched you press on without answers, believe when questions screamed louder than faith, show kindness to those wounding you unknowingly. I never looked away when tears blurred your vision. In fact, I drew closer. My attention was fully yours. You never had to compete for it. While others were distracted, dismissive, disconnected, I leaned in. While they misunderstood your heart, I memorized it. I know your fears and what awakens hope. I walked with you through silence, delay, storms of accusation. Even when you doubted my nearness, I remained. My presence wasn't absent just because your senses couldn't trace me. I was there, building unseen strength, planting truth where lies lived. What didn't break you was because I stood between you and destruction. You thought you were barely holding on. I was carrying you through unseen fire. I didn't turn away when others did. I didn't forget your prayers whispered when you had no energy to shout. I saw the quiet yes you gave when you could have walked away. You don't realize how much strength it takes to stay tender in a world hardening hearts. Yet you remain soft. That softness is not weakness. It's power wrapped in humility, proof you trust me more than outcomes. For that, I honor you. I know this road has been long. I know your soul begged for answers while pretending strength. But you need to know this now more than ever. I never lost track of you. Not in betrayal, confusion, silence. You've been on my radar before time began. Nothing you've endured surprised me. Nothing disqualified you. I didn't skip you when blessings were given. I saved something special for a moment, demanding deeper surrender. And now that moment is here. Because you endured without recognition, I will elevate you without striving. You won't insert yourself, you will be invited. You won't chase doors, they will open. You won't beg to be seen. Visibility will follow my favor. What I prepared isn't a reward for performance. It's a covenant manifestation. I don't break promises. I don't lose sight. I don't skip children. You are not lost in the crowd. You are marked by my glory. Your life isn't a background story. It's a frontline miracle unfolding. Don't think silence meant I wasn't watching. I was working in ways you couldn't see. But now I make it obvious. You have been seen all along. And now the world will see what I saw from the start. Before your first breath, your identity was spoken in places no human eye could see. You weren't a mistake. You weren't a reaction to circumstance. You've always been part of a sacred design etched into the eternal blueprint of my heart. I didn't wait for you to prove yourself before I acknowledged you. I knew who you were before you opened your eyes. While others judged by appearance, I celebrated the fullness of who I made you to be. Long before you entered any room, I spoke your future into existence. No chapter of your journey was accidental. Even seasons where you felt overlooked were intervals of positioning. Your voice echoes in heavenly places because I gave it authority before the earth gave it volume. You didn't earn favor. I placed it on you before your first breath. When you walk, you carry purpose's fragrance. When you speak, you release weight that disrupts darkness without effort. You have never been ordinary. That's why warfare surrounded your movement. The enemy targeted you not for weakness, but because of your impact. Every setback was hell's attempt to discredit a name I uttered in heaven. You felt resistance, but you didn't see how angels encamped around your life to keep you standing. You thought you barely held on. I strengthened you from within, drawing out a tenacity only heaven knew existed. There's a rhythm to your story, aligned with a sound sung over your destiny before time touched your skin. You were not summoned by accident. You were chosen for a divine collision with moments like this. What I wrote about you cannot be erased by delay, criticism, or failure. Your name is sealed where no accusation can reach. When others tried to label you, I refused to let their definitions rewrite my design. Their labels came from limited understanding. I formed you from eternal vision. They saw flaws. I saw the assignment. They saw history. I saw harvest. While people quit hindering your qualifications, I preserved your position. Now what was hidden in obscurity is about to be released with undeniable clarity. Because you didn't demand recognition, I'm establishing your voice without resistance. You didn't seek a spotlight. I'm handing you an assignment. You didn't crave status. I'm surrounding you with significance. This isn't about popularity. It's purpose matured in silence and tested by fire. I don't whisper names into eternity unless I plan to release them in history. Yours has been carved into divine timelines, now unlocking because you remained faithful even without understanding. Every moment you stayed when quitting seemed easier. Every time you chose love over hate. Every breath declaring promises against impossibility. All moved things in unseen realms. I didn't forget your name in the crowd. I whispered it at every turning point. Breathed over it at crossroads, wrapped it in favor, now finding you with force. What's coming isn't random. It's synchronized with this moment because I ordained it to meet your readiness. Others dismissed your worth, but I never needed their agreement to fulfill my word. Your silence didn't silence me. Their doubt didn't delay me. You've always been mine. Your name matters most where destinies activate and voices are authorized. Walk forward now, not in arrogance, but assurance. You are not a stranger here. You are returning to a place your name has always been known. What seemed like your final chapter is actually a doorway. You didn't recognize it because endings often wear disappointment's disguise. What felt like collapse was me clearing space. You thought it was over, that what you built was slipping away. But I was undoing what no longer served your growth. You misread the crumbling as failure. I was initiating a holy reset. I'm not recycling your past. I'm birthing something with no blueprint but what I placed in your spirit. When things fell apart, you thought I'd left. I was closer than ever. I caught every shard and prepared them for resurrection. Not restoration, but something unrecognizably greater. That broken relationship, lost opportunity, or abrupt season wasn't punishment. It was painful transition. You gripped what you thought you couldn't live without. I was gently removing it to place something eternal in your hands. If it stayed, it would drain your strength. You weren't made to survive in maintenance mode. You were created to thrive in alignment. I didn't just reroute your journey. I rewrote your direction. It had to end there so I could begin here. The space where you felt abandoned will now flood with favor. You didn't know you could carry. The place of mourning is marked for miracles. The transition hurt, but it produced soil where promises can root without resistance. You feared joy would never return, but what I'm bringing isn't replacement. It's outpouring. I'm not restoring what was removed. I'm introducing what was always reserved. You cried over endings that haven't yet imagined what's coming. It's not just a fresh season, it's a new dimension. You're not going back, you're moving forward into everything. I know how tightly you held on. I saw how hard it was to release what you loved. Now I'm revealing why I asked you to let go. You didn't lose, you relaunched. The ashes you sat in will witness beauty only heaven could orchestrate. What's emerging isn't familiar, and that's why it scared you. But I didn't bring you this far to abandon you in confusion. I brought you here to awaken a vision buried beneath survival. This is where dreams reactivate, identity reintroduces, and calling becomes undeniable. The door that slammed shut wasn't your end. It was the final seal on a chapter I've already outgrown for you. New is coming, not just circumstances, but perspective, confidence, clarity, and strength. You won't build on damaged foundations anymore. I cleared the ground so you can build without compromise. Don't look back. Don't mourn what I removed. Don't chase what couldn't stay. Fix your focus on what's unveiled. Your ladder won't look like before. You're not picking up where you left off. You're stepping into something completely fresh. Even your rhythm will change. Your thoughts will align with truth faster. Your decisions will carry peace, not pressure. This beginning doesn't need permission from your past. It only requires your yes now. I'm not asking you to understand it fully. I'm asking you to trust me completely. I am the God who makes rivers and deserts, breathes life into dry places, and raises the dead. What you thought was buried forever is about to rise with unimaginable power. The end you feared was only a veil. Pull it back. What's behind it is glory. Despite what circumstances led you to believe, nothing I've promised you is lost. Time may have moved. People may have shifted. Opportunities seem to fade, but my promise remains untouched. You thought delay meant loss, that you misstepped or fell behind a timeline you should have kept. But I don't operate by pressure. I move by purpose. Purpose can't be stolen. It can only be hidden until the right time to release. You feared it was too late, that you missed your moment while others moved ahead. But I shielded your portion, not because you were unworthy, but because I waited for you to be strong enough to carry it with confidence, not survival. Nothing I prepared for you went to another. What I reserved for your hands won't fit anyone else's grip. Blessings, alignments, assignments, I guarded them fiercely. Locked behind doors only your obedience opens. They weren't stolen or given to those who worked harder or believed more. They were preserved like seed waiting for perfect soil to bloom. I didn't withhold to punish. I withheld to protect. I saw traps ahead you couldn't yet see. I routed you around destruction disguised as success. You cried over missed chances. I wept with you. Not for loss, but because you couldn't yet see I was keeping it safe for later. The job you didn't get, I kept you from being drained. The relationship that ended, I spared your heart from cycles you couldn't break alone. The place you weren't accepted, I shielded your value from environments that would have dimmed your light. What's yours has not vanished. It has been growing, maturing, aligning, refining while you learned who you are apart from others' expectations. You are not behind, you are not late, you are not overlooked. I time every intersection, every opening, every introduction. Even seasons where you felt stagnant were full of preparation you didn't recognize. I sharpened your discernment, insight, and resilience. What I'm about to place in your life isn't temporary, it's legacy. You'll step into spaces you only dreamed of, but this time with wisdom to maintain them. I didn't just want you to arrive, I want you to remain. And for that, I prepared the room as thoroughly as I prepared you. No one else can sit in your seat. No one else can walk out what I designed with your name on the blueprint. I have not replaced you. I have not rewritten your role. I've only refined the timing so fulfillment won't create pressure. It will feel like peace. You won't have to strive to keep it. You'll know it's yours because it fits externally and deeply inside. What's yours won't cause inner conflict. You won't have to convince yourself you're ready. I will confirm it, silencing every doubt. Doors will open, not because you knock loudly, but because you've been chosen. This is not the time to fear lost time. This is the unveiling of everything that's been waiting for your readiness. So lift your head, straighten your posture, wipe your tears. I'm bringing you what's been yours all along. You didn't miss it. I've held it just for you. Every ache in your bones, every sorrow folding your soul, every wave of agony drenching your prayers, none of it was wasted. What wounded you didn't win. What crushed your confidence didn't cancel your calling. I've taken every ounce of your hurt and transformed it into the axis of your authority. I don't allow suffering to define you. I allow it to shape the doorway. The tears you tried to hide became the ink scripting the next chapter of your mission. You didn't bleed in vain. You didn't fight shadows for no reason. That pain forged authenticity inside you that ease could never replicate. That authenticity is now currency in realms you're about to enter. I've watched you sit in silence with no answers. I saw you reach for me when bitterness threatened to wall off hope. I watched you endure rejection without letting it harden your spirit. You didn't let despair own you. You kept rising, even if only a whisper. I trusted you when everything was shattered. That was never weakness. That was raw, unshakable faith. And that faith drew me closer than you've ever known. You see, pain isn't always punishment. Often it's preparation. You were trained to recognize truth in a world rewarding illusion. You learned to hear my voice when all else screamed louder. You became sensitive in ways others overlook because they've never been broken enough to hear whispers. I allowed you to sit with sorrow so you could learn to walk with healing. Now that you've survived the unbearable, you no longer guess who you are. You know. You touch the floor of grief and are grounded in grace. That's why what's next won't scare you. You've survived what should have silenced you. Your endurance was tested not in spotlight, but in hiddenness. That means your capacity has outgrown what used to intimidate you. You will enter places that once made you question your worth. This time, you'll enter with stillness, not striving. This is what the struggle produced. Not just resilience, but revelation. Revelation about who you are. Revelation about who I am. Revelation about what truly matters. Now, every scar you carry isn't defeat. It's grace's signature. When people ask how you carry so much peace, they won't realize it was born in fire. They'll see strength, but not know the nights it was forged in anguish. They'll admire wisdom, but not understand it was built from ruins of misunderstanding and ashes of disappointment. That's okay. They don't need every detail. They need the fruit of your survival. You'll speak and shackles will break, not because you studied solutions, but because you lived the problem and held on to me. You'll comfort others not with cliches, but with depth. Your story is sacred. Your wounds have a voice. Not to glorify pain, but to glorify the one who pulled you through it. I'm sending people who need what you carry. You'll recognize their battles, not from books, but from experience. You'll release freedom, not rehearsed, but fought for in secret. What you thought disqualified you is exactly what I'm using to unlock the next door. Your pain wasn't pointless, it was prophetic. It prepared the stage for this moment. So don't shrink. Don't apologize for the fire that forged your mantle. Wear it like the royal garment it is, because the key is in your hand and the lock is about to turn. What I prepared for your life is guarded. It's protected from attack and circumstances. Heavenly warriors stand around your fulfillment. Every promise is surrounded by protection. Every door appointed for you is under divine watch. Nothing will invade the ground I claimed for you, not confusion, sabotage, or distraction. Even when unseen, angels guarded your promise. While you battled thoughts, angels followed orders. Do not let anything unholy taint what belongs to my child. Your portion is not negotiable. Assignments bearing your name aren't passed around carelessly. What's meant for your hands won't be mishandled by others. You don't have to fight for what I secured. You don't have to defend it. I set boundaries no enemy can cross. These guards aren't symbolic, they're strategic. Positioned at every future intersection, they ensure what comes to you remains untarnished and timely. The enemy tried to sneak close, but I stopped him. No scheme can bypass the holy perimeter around your blessing. What's coming won't be tainted or broken. You won't receive it diminished or drained. It's preserved whole, complete, radiant, ready. You feared your promise would come too late or compromised. Let me silence that lie. I'm not sending leftovers. I'm delivering fullness. Heaven doesn't deal in scraps. I give overflow. You don't need to watch your back. I've locked it in. No need to rush in anxiety hoping to grab it before it's gone. Your arrival is perfectly timed with my will. You won't be early or late. You'll step into what I orchestrated precisely when your heart can receive without striving. When you do, it will be untouched. Pure reserve. I've protected your miracle, just as I protected you. Gently yet firmly, invisibly yet intentionally. Some options didn't work for others because I blocked access. I didn't allow imitators to occupy your inheritance. What's yours won't arrive in another's hands. It will come directly to you, wrapped in peace, sealed with authority, delivered in a way that confirms only I could do this. You won't have to fend off counterfeits because I've cleared them out. My angels didn't just stand beside you in pain. They surround your promise with a fortress of light. They guard your next chapter so nothing unclean can interfere. Not every delay was setback. Some were mercy, pauses to let the guards finish their task. I'd rather pause your progress than risk exposing you to harm. I do all things fully. When you walk into the next place, you'll sense it. You'll feel holiness in the air. Peace so heavy you know it's not from human hands. You'll cross thresholds untouched by opposition because I went before you with fire, clearing the path and warning darkness not to trespass. What's prepared will look untouched because only I have handled it. You've waited long, but that wait was sacred. I didn't just prepare your blessing. I made sure it stays undefiled. You will receive fullness, not fragments. When it lands, you'll know it was always meant for you, and nothing dared steal it. Every time you believed when quitting was easier, every silent hope, every worship through heaviness, every prayer without result, every life spoken over mocking situations, none was small. They were seismic. Your persistence became a roar and the spirit angels could not ignore, and darkness could not withstand. You thought no one saw the strength it took to keep going, but heaven was watching closely. I measured every ounce of your perseverance. With each act of trust, authority increased around you. You didn't just survive storms, you activated movements in realms unseen. What felt like weakness was holy warfare. Fragility was intercession and surrender. I saw you stand when confusion screamed louder than certainty. I heard you speak my name when fear tried to silence your confidence. It wasn't just you holding on. It was you releasing weight that bent demonic resistance. I didn't need perfection. I needed your belief, and you gave it. Even with cracked voice, flooding eyes, and questioning heart, I saw it all and moved accordingly. Chains wrapped around generations began to tremble when you refused to back down. Patterns gripping your bloodline started crumbling when you trusted me more than your pain. You weren't just surviving, you were shifting atmosphere. Your presence where others gave up became a holy disruption. Demons assigned to distract you fled, not due to your strength but your refusal to stop calling my name. Faith, when pure, doesn't scream. It resonates. It vibrates in the unseen, knocks on destiny's doors, shakes dust off ancient promises. That's what you've been doing. You may not realize it, but every whisper echoed eternity. I still believe your whisper was louder than thunder in heaven. It summoned hosts of angels to encamp around your circumstances. Every act of trust sends ripples across dimensions. Your consistency caused alignment to accelerate. Portals once blocked have opened, not by force but faith. Your tears watered the ground where miracles are now planted. Soon you'll see the bloom. Others laughed at your persistence. They didn't understand why you still prayed, hoped, and didn't fold under pressure. But you knew deep down something sacred was forming. And you were right. I never required bravery. I only asked you to stay connected. Because you did, I'm releasing favor, waiting for your heart to cross surrender's line. You are no longer where you were. That place of wondering, not knowing, hoping for my response is behind you. You've reached a threshold. Now doors your belief unlocked will swing wide. What others tried through effort, you'll access through trust. This season won't be built by striving, it will be built by standing. Because you stood, I'm sending what you didn't ask for. Because you stayed faithful, I grant you visibility where your voice carries influence. You may feel small, but heaven calls you mighty. You may feel weary, but angels call you unstoppable. Your journey didn't disqualify you, it distinguished you. Your scars didn't weaken you, they marked you as one who worships in fire. Now I breathe wind on everything your faith has touched. This is no longer survival, it's demonstration. I reveal the weight of your belief by manifesting answers you thought delayed. Your voice echoed in spiritual realms, now responses cascade into the natural. The shaking has begun. In moments you saw no one, felt silence suffocating and the weight so heavy you doubted sunrise. I was there. I never withdrew. I never distanced myself. I didn't wait for your invite. I never left. Even when you questioned my nearness, I remained. Not a spectator, but shield. I held you upright when your spirit buckled beneath invisible battles. You didn't recognize my touch because it wasn't always emotional. You didn't always feel me, but I was there. I was wrapped around your wariness, resting my presence where words couldn't reach. When you cried without reason, I kept your breath steady. When fear spiraled your thoughts, I was the anchor beneath the storm. I wasn't distant. I was beneath your surface, holding your essence together when everything else tried to pull you apart. I drew near in ways your mind couldn't trace. I don't need recognition to stay faithful. My loyalty is unconditional. You never earned my closeness with perfect faith or choices. You never impressed me with strength you had. I didn't demand performance. I sat with you in silence. I stayed when others left. I listened when no one else asked. Are you okay? I held parts of you, even you didn't know were breaking. I've always been drawn to brokenness. Not because I love pain, but because I specialize in healing from inside out. I remain through doubts, anger, confusion. You didn't scare me away with questions. I welcome them because they mean your heart still searches for truth. I am truth. Every whisper in dark, every desperate plea under breath, every pause without words but with soul reaching, those were moments my closeness grew. You didn't see angels by your bed when sleep fled. You didn't notice how I shielded your mind when hopelessness threatened. You couldn't feel the light I placed on your path when all was gray. But I did it all. I never meant you to walk alone. Loneliness was never your design. It was an illusion created by emotion. I'm breaking that illusion now. You are surrounded. You are watched. You are held in ways no human arms can. I am the God who doesn't wait for crowds to show up. I leave the 99 to find the one crying alone. You were never abandoned. You were wrapped in unseen love. A love so deep it needs no proof from circumstances. Understand this. My nearness doesn't depend on your performance. You don't have to pray perfectly or worship eloquently to summon me. I am drawn to authenticity. Your tears were holy, your sighs sacred. Even when you held it together for others, I saw the truth and stepped in as comfort you didn't expect. I sat beside you, in traffic, rooms, hospitals, kitchens, places glory doesn't usually dwell. But I was always there. My presence wasn't delayed or restrained. It was constant, unwavering, consistent. Now your spirit becomes aware of it. You'll sense me in ways never before. The weight pressing you lifts, not because situations changed, but because your awareness of me awakens. I'm not a visitor. I am ever present. Now you see it. Now you know. I will show you how much I held together that you didn't realize was unraveling. You thought you were alone? You never were. Every word I spoke over you still stands, untouched by delay, unaffected by confusion, unharmed by detours. The journey looked different than you imagined, but I never changed the plan. I don't retract when progress slows. I don't revise commitment because of circumstances. What I declared over you still pulses with life. The vision in your heart, the dream you thought faded, never left my hands. Even when you let go, I held on. Even when you doubted, I kept working behind the scenes, assembling every detail. Not seeing full manifestation doesn't mean the promise dissolved. It means roots grew deeper beneath the surface, unseen but purposeful. I'm no passive observer. I'm author of every step you're about to take. Nothing from your past could erase the blueprint I wrote in eternity. I didn't promise instant gratification. I promised divine fulfillment. Fulfillment isn't fragile. It doesn't collapse under pressure or derail with wrong turns or crumble with time. It waits for conditions aligned with my intent, not just for you, but all connected to your mission. The promise is bigger than you imagined. It wasn't just about receiving, it was about who you'd become through the wait. I never stopped building it. I slowed it so your heart could grow big enough to carry it well. What I have won't demand striving. It will flow in harmony with your healing. It won't feel like a reward for endurance. It will feel like a natural extension of who I shaped you to be. I never spoke empty words. When I called you chosen, I meant it. When I said you'd walk in favor, I wasn't exaggerating. When I whispered breakthrough, I wasn't offering comfort. I was announcing reality before it appeared. Now reality is rising. Pieces click into place. People move. Resources shift. Timing turns. What seemed like delay was divine choreography. You thought nothing was happening. Everything was moving. It unfolded quietly like a seed in the dark, waiting for light to accelerate growth. That moment is now, not someday. Doubt has begun, not all at once, but subtle signs, unexpected conversations, effortless doors, peace returning where pressure lived. These aren't coincidences, they're confirmations. My hand is on it, my fingerprint everywhere. I'm breathing on things I only hinted at before. You asked if you missed it. You did. You asked if it passed by. It hasn't. You asked if it had expired. It hasn't. What I promised is coming, not merely as hope, but as a harvest. You don't have to prove anything to receive it. You don't have to force its arrival. Your sole responsibility now is to recognize it, to stay present, and to refuse letting fear distort the process. This isn't a rerun of your past. This is a brand new chapter, written in divine ink that cannot be erased. I'm not calling you to revisit past wounds. I'm inviting you to rise into what was always meant for you. The promise isn't trembling, it's firm, it's deeply rooted, it's destined by fire. It has withstood every storm. and so have you. You were molded in silence for this moment. You no longer question whether it will come. You are about to step into what I already declared would be. Don't let impatience distract you. Don't let noise confuse you. Observe closely. Listen intently. You'll recognize it when it arrives because it will carry a presence that doesn't compete for attention. It will hold a weight that feels like destiny, not pressure. And when it fully unfolds, you'll realize I was never late. I was preparing something worth the wait. You mourned their absence, but I celebrated your safety. The connections that faded, the relationships that drifted, the bonds that suddenly broke, none of these were accidents. They were divine interventions. You perceived rejection, but I saw redirection away from patterns that would have poisoned your promise. Some relationships seem good on the surface, but beneath, they quietly eroded your discernment. I am not cruel when I close doors. I am deliberate. I never remove without purpose. When I take someone out of your life, it's not because they lacked value. It's because their presence might have compromised what I'm building in you. There were conversations you were no longer meant to hear, habits you couldn't afford to adopt, environments that could not support your elevation. So I intervened and realigned your path. It hurt, I know. I saw your confusion. I witnessed your doubts about your worth when people walked away without explanation. But know this, it wasn't your fault. Their departure was mercy disguised as heartbreak. I removed their influence because your calling demands clarity, and they were clouding your identity with their assumptions. You began to absorb expectations I never placed on you. You shaped yourself to maintain connection instead of seeking transformation. And I love you too much to let your destiny shrink to fit someone else's comfort zone. That's why I allowed the shaking. That's why certain ties didn't endure the shift. They weren't meant to. You weren't abandoned. You were preserved. The silence left behind was space for me to speak louder. The void became a canvas for me to paint something more authentic. I did not let you sink into isolation. I drew near when others stepped back. Their leaving wasn't punishment, it was preparation. You needed solitude to remember your original design, to strip away voices that diluted your direction. What I'm calling you to now can't be filtered through old connections. You don't need approval from those who never saw your fullness. You don't need validation from circles that only loved the version of you who kept shrinking to fit in. I see who you're becoming, and that person cannot be formed in the presence of those who loved only fragments. I'm raising the frequency of your surroundings, aligning you with people who speak life, who pray without envy, who walk in truth without manipulation. You've outgrown spaces that once felt like home, not out of arrogance, but because you've awakened. Growth exposes limits. You reach the edge of certain friendships as your spirit stretches, and stretching makes comfort uncomfortable. Don't mourn what I moved. Don't chase what I cleared. What's ahead demands focus, not fragmentation. I'm bringing people who can handle your fire without trying to extinguish it, surrounding you with voices that echo what I've whispered in secret. I'm establishing new rhythms in your relationships, built on covenant, not convenience. No more codependent attachments disguised as loyalty. No more performing to avoid abandonment. I'm bringing companions who sharpen, not shadow you. You'll laugh again, not just with humor, but through healing. You'll speak freely. You'll rest among people who don't compete with your calling. When they arrive, you'll recognize their peace. They won't need long explanations. They'll just fit, not force. But before that divine connection arrives, I had to sever what no longer aligned. You're not punished. You're positioned. You're not alone. You're recalibrated. The losses you counted were exits I authored, and what I remove, I replace with better, purer, stronger. You thought it was falling apart, but I was pruning your life's garden, so what's about to bloom has room to breathe. Now you'll understand why certain people had to leave, because what's coming cannot be mishandled again. They didn't recognize its value, but I always did. They mishandled what was sacred, misjudged what was precious, and walked away from what they weren't called to carry. But what others discarded, I preserved, not for them, but for you. They departed from places requiring depth, endurance, and vision. That's where I began preparing your arrival. When they left, you thought you lost something irreplaceable. You saw collapse, closure, finality. But what was truly happening was divine exchange. I removed those who sought convenience and reserved breakthroughs for those who endured beyond it. You didn't flee. You didn't abandon your post. You didn't compromise under pressure. You stayed, even if it meant standing alone. That's why now I'm entrusting you with what others failed to protect. They treated the space as ordinary because they couldn't see the sacred ground. But you wept there, you prayed there, you worshiped there, you bled there. That place was an altar long before the platform appeared. And now I give you the keys to a promise guarded until your spirit was ready. You've asked why they left. You wrestled with doubts about your worth. Hear this clearly. They left because the weight of what's coming was never theirs to bear. Their exit wasn't punishment. It was prophecy fulfilled. I allowed them to go not to hurt you, but to make room for your appointment. They couldn't carry the oil I've been producing in you through pressure, wilderness, and waiting. I do not waste oil. I assign it, I pour it. Now I release it on you. You were faithful over fragments. Now I place you in fullness. You honored me in waiting. Now I establish you in the answer. They left it behind. You're about to build it. They gave up. You will grow it. When I lead you into this chapter, it won't resemble anything they touched. It will be new, cleansed, consecrated. What I bring hasn't been abandoned. It has matured, it deepened, it multiplied as you were prepared in secret. Now is the time. The tables turn. Those who walked away from nothing will witness glory rise where they left dust. You will plant and flourish. You will speak and break barriers. You will lead and free others. Because I'm leading you into something anointed, not average. You're not a substitute. You're the original choice, the one I marked, the one I molded, the one I trusted. No one can take your place. No one can wear your mantle. No one can mimic your obedience. You paid a secret price they never saw. Now I reward what only I witnessed. When you step in, you won't fight for position. The ground will recognize you. The assignment will flow to you. The weight will fit your shoulders because it was always meant for you. You won't inherit what's contaminated. You will walk into what's consecrated. What they forfeited in frustration, you'll receive with fire. You won't have to announce it. The fruit will speak for itself. The favor will reveal what I've been doing all along. I'm taking you into rooms they left prematurely, giving you influence they couldn't handle, establishing you in territories they were never called to conquer. Not because they failed, but because you remain. What they let go of, I place in your hands, restored, redeemed, reignited. This is your moment. Step boldly. You walk through seasons that threaten to consume everything. Your joy, your clarity, your identity, the heat of betrayal, the burn of disappointment, the sting of delay. It tried to brand you with loss. But look at you now. You're still standing. Not just standing, but rising, untouched by the residue others expected you to carry. You didn't smell like what you survived. You didn't wear your wounds as chains. I preserved something in you while the furnace roared around your faith. This wasn't just survival. It proved your spirit could hold my presence under pressure. You were refined, not destroyed. Every flame meant to ruin you ignited your true nature. Others expected you to break, but they didn't see me with you. They missed the fire within the fire. I wasn't watching. I was shielding. I didn't pull you out early because something sacred happened inside the very fire you begged to end. That fire sanctified you. It burned off what wasn't eternal. It severed attachments not meant for your next season. It stripped illusions, melted pride, and forced you to lean on me deeper than ever before. You didn't just pass through flames. You marked in glory and unfolds in you now. You wrestled long enough, carried silent, weighty questions. Even as you walked and prayed, doubt lingered. You trusted but trembled, wondered if steps led to real or just hoped. I saw it, never judged, knew what hid beneath your strength, stayed near, didn't turn from hesitation, drew close to your humanity. Your fragile faith didn't repel me, it pulled me near. Now everything changes. I fill the space between doubt and confidence with unshakable evidence. This moment isn't like others. Not a guess. The unveiling, where speculation ends and certainty roars. I'm revealing what was veiled. Fog lifts. Unknowns collapse under weight of what I'm showing. Not glimpses or impressions. Full, unmistakable confirmation. Your path wasn't wandering, it was alignment. Pressure rose to break barriers, hiding clarity. You weren't punished. You were raised to see higher. I purified your perception, cleared assumptions, detoxed discernment, not to frustrate, but fine-tune. What I reveal cannot be misread. I want you to know you're established, not just guided. I waited for this appointed time to remove wavering. Doubts, decisions, assignments, all laid clear. No need for another sign. This won't whisper. It'll roar in your spirit. You'll recognize my hand. See my orchestration of every encounter, delay, yes and no. Not random, but masterful. You'll marvel, not just at what I do, but how intimately. You'll wonder why you doubted. Not in shame, but astonishment at timing. Those doubts will fall flat. No ground left to stand. I reveal the eternal, not temporary. I build monuments from your questions, memorials to your waiting. Even when unsure what's next, I honor your honesty. Your messy process was sacred. I'm not threatened by your storms. I calm them. I calm them. That's what I do now. You'll no longer live in tension or anxiety. I place before you proof, fruit, favor, divine markers pointing to this truth. You heard right. Followed the true voice, made the right surrender, listened when it was hard, obeyed without applause. Now I reward you with clarity deeper than ever. This is not just peace but permanence. I ground your faith so no lie can shake it again. Question marks become exclamation points. What you once whispered as hope, you'll soon declare testimony. This moment settles every hesitation, not with words but manifestation. What I show next will be so exact, so timely, you won't ask, is this God? You'll say, only God. You stopped praying, not disbelief but buried desire and disappointment. Told yourself you were fine without it, convinced your heart to adjust to silence. But I never let go of intention, never removed the promise, never forgot your tearful request. While faith wavered, my commitment stayed. You thought surrender meant over. I saw trust. You stopped striving. I started moving. You thought silence was resignation. It was divine release's start. What you'll see isn't effort but alignment. You laid down. I picked up. Now, without your strength or strategy, I bring it alive. What you stopped waiting for knocks your door. Not in pieces or confusion, but whole, undeniable, saturated with my fingerprints. You forgot how to dream. But I never stopped building, constructing the answer while you healed, shaping fulfillment as you rested. Now your heart no longer clings in desperation. It's ready to receive with gratitude. The miracle you obsessed over is no longer distant. It's about to be wonder. You won't chase it, won't convince anyone it's real, won't orchestrate or beg for timing. I placed every piece in motion. What seemed impossible begins breaking natural limits before your eyes. Slowly, then suddenly, When it comes, it carries my glory's fragrance no one mistakes for coincidence. Others will stand in awe, but you'll know. You'll recall days you almost gave up, and they'll make sense. You'll realize I never needed you to do it. I only needed you to let me. Your waiting wasn't wasted. It incubated a soil inside you that holds what's coming without breaking. If sent earlier, it would overwhelm. Now you're ready, not just to receive, but protect. This miracle won't just bless. It will shift atmospheres, touch family, calling, community, generations. This isn't small. I don't do halfway breakthroughs. I bring transformations, rerouting history, restoring what's lost, redeeming what's broken, reviving the dead. I bring beauty from ashes, literal transformation, visible impact, irreversible blessing. This is what you stopped expecting. That's why it's now. You don't cling, don't earn, you simply allowed me to be God. Because of that surrender, I respond with power. You'll see it unfold beyond your wildest dreams. Details proving I heard every prayer. This won't feel familiar, it will feel holy. Carrying weight, not pressure. Bringing joy, not anxiety. You won't hold something fragile. You'll step into security. Beloved child, do not walk away and leave this moment unfinished. Seal it now. Write yes now in the comments so your own heart remembers what I spoke. Save this word and return to it when the noise tries to reclaim you. Subscribe and turn on the bell, for I will meet you here again with the next instruction. Share this with the one I am bringing to your mind. Become my messenger of rescue. Come back tomorrow. Bring your journal and your testimony, because I will add clarity step by step until the whole blueprint is in your hands. Ask your questions below and lift your prayer requests. I will weave answers among you and confirm them as you return. Do not drift from this altar. Circle back again and again. Amen.